chased by hounds. Round and round we go, wearing a pinche rabbit's foot for luck, just ahead of the fucking hounds. ¿Qué hubo? ¡Ah! ¡Qué vida es! ¡Qué loca vida, homie!
Como decimos en México, hay que dejarnos de mamadas. No hay que... Los cinturones aquí se hacen a un lado. Hay que pelear por honor y por gloria nada más.
I invite him into the ring, and like we say in Mexico, we don't fuck around. We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
What's your prediction for the fight then?
Prediction?
Yes, prediction.
Pain.
Como decimos en México, hay que dejarnos de mamadas.
We come out chased by hounds.
Oh, the champs are here, right? Did you hear me? Champs are here. Champs are here. Get out. It's the Panic 35th edition. We have to a little earlier today, but that's okay because you know what? It's archived. And those that are used to watching at 10 p.m., you can still watch it at 10 p.m. It's just that, I won't be responding to your chat, directly, but post a comment. Let us know what you think. And shout out to everybody listening to us on the Leave It in the Ring network. Okay, press the like button. All right. And also make sure you press the subscribe if you like the content, and always hit the bell button. That way you're notified when D-Style Boxing comes on live. A couple of things we have to talk to you about. Of course, I'm D-Style. I'm joined by Chief Funky and Chicano Prophet, okay, the president of the Canelo cartel, the HCP division, okay. We're going to go over the good, the bad, the ugly of the weekend. We have Gamboa Haney to talk about, which is the biggest fight of the last week on DAZN. Canelo is back. Huge news. We want to kind of go over that with you, and some recent news that just came out. Franco versus Maloney, the rematch. We're going to look forward to that. Chief Funky called the upset the last time. Is he going to call it again? Or we're going to definitely go over that. Chavez Jr. wants a piece of Berlanga. And Berlanga says he's going to send him to the cemetery. And of course, Luke Campbell got COVID, so that fight with Garcia will be postponed. Man, is COVID still around, still lurking, and doing some damage. And Brook versus Crawford, the big fight coming this weekend. We're definitely going to talk about that one. This is Batman theme month, and we will be back after this.
Panic closing, panic,
Napolis, what's going on, fellas? How's it going, Chief Funky? You want some of this or what? Yeah, I'm ready to land a straight right hand, like the Lopez right hand. What's up? Okay.
Well, I don't want no smoke, man. I don't want no smoke, all right?
That's right, especially because I got this is intimidating, huh? When I wear this shirt, just a little bit.
Yeah, looks good, man.
Hey, out soon, by the way, guys. So trying to set up to where it has different flags, all the Latino countries, in the background, all that good stuff. And, of course, the head of the Canelo cartel, the president of HCP, Canelo cartel. How you doing?
Man, I'm feeling good. You know this. We got some good news to cover. I'm excited.
I'm excited as well. Let's get this started. Let's go over the good of the weekend. I mean, by golly, I have no idea what the good news of the weekend is. I mean, I have no idea what Chicano Prophet's going to say is the good news of the weekend. I have no clue. But let me just start out with Chicano Prophet. What's the good news of the weekend? Like, if I don't know, then let me act surprised. Let me put on a go ahead.
Well, I thought about it, and to me, I'd have to say the good of the week is the torchbearer of Mexican boxing is back, baby. And we're going to see him fight shortly. This is good news. We thought we weren't going to see him in a couple of years, maybe, but we might see him fight in December. So we got a lot of shit to cover. He's the face of boxing, the cash cow boxing, pound for pound #1. We could get into it. Man, I am psyched.
That's a Canelo cartel for you. Chain with Ice, DJ Mexicano de Texas. How you guys doing? A-Rod on here. How you doing, man? G Funky, of course, doing double duty in the chat. A-Rod says knockout of the year, Berlanga. Whoa, well, we'll see. Fistiana on here. Speaking of the good of the weekend, Fistiana has graced us with her presence. Okay, so shout out to you. And she says peace to the panel and to the chat as well. Make sure you throw a jab at the like button, by the way. All right. This is the November 35th edition, Hispanic Causing Panic, 35th edition. G Funky, do you concur, sir? Do you concur about the good of the weekend?
Yeah, I would have to say so. That's good news, especially considering the boxing that we had this weekend. So, yeah, definitely good news there. I'm excited to see Canelo come back and to see who he's going to face,
So some people might say it's a bad look. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's a bad thing that Canelo is back. But I disagree. It's definitely a good of the week. Good to see Canelo at least out of there, not going to be stuck in litigation for that long, and hopefully he'll be back as soon as possible, back in the ring. We're going to talk a little more about Canelo in a little bit, but take me to their bad. Let's talk about the bad. What's some bad shit that's been going on this weekend, G Funky?
Oh, the bad. Man,
that's a good way to start the bad, by the way, with a sigh, right? That's perfect.
Boy, it's like, where do I start? There was a ton of mismatches. We didn't get a chance to see the entire Fox broadcast of the PBC card because they were having the President-elect Joe Biden speak. So, man, there's quite a bit of bad out there, but man, I don't know if I can single it down to one thing, man. It's too much. You guys go ahead, man.
Well, what about Chicano? Can you single it down to one thing? Bad of the weekend.
Well, I'd have to say that for me, the bad of the weekend was the bad acting job by Alexander Flores against Luis Ortiz. He took what looked like to be kind of like an arm punch, or like G Funky likes to call it, the clothesline from hell. And he tried to sell it, but I wasn't buying it. And apparently the commission wasn't either, because now they're doing an investigation. So that's my bad for the week.
Dude, I seen better punches sold in the WWE. You know what I mean? Like at least like they'll slap the side of their thigh to make so you could hear the sound or something. At least, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to understand how that was a knockout. Like I just don't like I when it happened, even the commentators, man, like they didn't even know what to say. They were trying to like, rationalize it a little bit.
Yeah.
So that was something for sure. Okay. Ugly of the week, G Funky. What do you think?
My ugly of the week has got to be Bridger weight division. Yeah, terrible idea, and just terrible. That's really all I could say, man.
Look, Bridger weight. I have a lot to say about this. Chicano. Is that the ugly of the week for you?
I think the ugly of the week has to be, for me, is the realization that ring card girls are going to be a thing of the past, and with this whole COVID thing, it's making me sad. I think it was a staple in boxing, and well, if the pretty girls are there, it can only be uglier. So that's my ugly of the week.
Right. Yeah, we gotta more pretty girls. We need more ring card girls. They matter in the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? They're part of boxing tradition. And I believe in tradition, upholding tradition. And it's a job. Like, are we gonna let them starve and not have a job? They have to put a roof over their head. They have a family to feed.
Got to eat. They got to eat too, you know?
Some of them make the wrong decision and, got pregnant, dude ain't around. You know what I mean? Hey, they got to feed a child. You never know. So I'm an advocate for ring card girls. That's what I am. Okay?
There you go.
World Combat Sports, how are you doing? Andrew Charles on here, member of the channel. How are you? Chain Ice says salute to him, and Kicks Poppin says sub Chief Funky. Like says 5-inch height, 4+ inch reach advantage for Caleb. He's talking about a potential fight with Canelo. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Look, man. Bridger weight. Bridger weight. Now, I tweeted this out, and I believe this. There's a pause for a reason, guys. Okay, because sometimes when things are just so unbelievable, I feel like they did this to shame people for calling out the WBC for it, right? And they could turn around, they could say, "What do you mean? Is this? We named this after a kid. He protected his little sister from a rabid dog. That's what it's named after. It's named after a kid that saved his sister from a rabid dog. No beef with the kid. Believe me, I don't have beef with the kid that saved his little sister and got attacked by a dog. But goddamn, we don't need another division in boxing. Mauricio, you want to support this kid? Hey, give him free tickets to all WBC title fights for the rest of his life. Oh, is that going to cost so much money, Mauricio Sullivan? Oh, I'm sorry. Look, I understand you want to line up your pocket. Okay, I get it. I do. Can you get more creative about it? Can you stop making it so obvious what you're doing in the WBC? Bridger weight, named after a kid that was attacked by a dog. Bridger weight. Hey, Mauricio, what's up with that division? Why are you setting up that division, Mauricio? We believe in doing what's best for the sport. In boxing, we believe in the best for every sportsman. How dare you? How dare you attack a kid? I don't know, man. I guess, you can't talk shit about the division because I guess you're talking shit about a little kid, I guess. Well, that's not going to work with me. Okay, look, at the end of the day, this weight class is bullshit. That's what this is. Okay? This weight class is bullshit. Nobody is even asking for this. Have you guys noticed? No one's asked for it. Usyk didn't come out and say, "Hey, I want a Bridger weight and all this shit." Have you guys seen somebody ask for Chicano? Have you seen anybody ask for this division?
No, I can't say I've seen one boxer speak positively about it now that I think about it.
And nobody asked for it. There wasn't a movement for it. There was nothing. But, they're going to just create another division, another sanctioning fee. What's new? You know what I mean? I don't know if the other division is going to follow suit, but this is terrible. Okay? Afro-Rican says he will slap Suleiman. Leaving the ring on here. How's it going? Shout out to you. What's going on, Appletype? Que pasa, manos, he says. Look, man. The WBC is becoming a parody of itself. Okay? That's what it's becoming. And before you know it, what's stopping the WBC from... I got word that they're going to keep it at 200 now. Right? For now, anyway. But what's stopping it from just starting another division at 190?
Nothing.
They're going to do a division tomorrow. 190. What are they going to call that after some kid that's dying of hunger in South America or something? What is that? What we're doing now, or what? Are we going to name it after kids that were attacked by dogs? What is this? G-Funk, you have any final thoughts about this before we move on?
This is, I mean, the name. I mean, I understand. Like, we all know why he chose that name, because he knows people don't like the whole concept of this new division. So, they want to try to slap something nice on it, but look, man, this is not about the kid. This is about Mauricio doing his stupid nonsense, like always. And this is just ridiculous, man. There's no need for this. No need for it at all. I mean, what if other sport, again, I always try to make it and compare it to other sports. Like, what are they gonna do in the NBA now? Make a league for guys with an 8-foot rim so that everybody can slam dunk the ball, or what? Like, I don't understand this. This is ridiculous, man. You're ruining.
They're gonna name they're gonna name that league, okay, and the trophy. They're gonna name it after a kid with cancer or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, slap something nice on it so that we don't say nothing bad. But no, this is a terrible idea, and I'm done with the WBC and their nonsense, man. I'm just done with it. This is ridiculous.
You know what? I don't think I'm that. I think they sat down and they said, hey, we need to do some to, like, we need to do something, okay? And let's just name it after the kid. Who's going to attack the kid that got attacked by the dog? What's up? Like, you know what I mean? Are you going to do that, Chicano?
Nah, I mean, I'm not going to do that, but I'm still going to shit on the division. It was a nice try, Mr. Lubin. Like you said, we can all see what it is.
Right.
This is going to destroy the legacy of the heavyweight division. Like, I'm very disappointed in this. I keep thinking that maybe this won't happen, but it looks like it's just pushing forward. The media isn't really talking out against it. It's just quietly happening, and everybody's just kind of allowing it to happen as well.
Let me tell you something, okay? Some people hate Donald Trump. Some people hate Joe Biden. But everybody hates Mauricio Sulaiman. Okay? You understand me? Let me tell you something. Who elects this guy? Like, he's a president, right? Which means you should cast votes to get someone. Like, can I apply to be president of WBC? Like, is that a thing? Can I, like, is there a way to do it? Like, what? How does one select the president of the WBC? How is it passed down from father to son? Like, I just don't understand this. I don't know. But what are you going to do? It's whatever. Right? Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow to G-Funky's channel, by the way. Don't go anywhere. We're not going anywhere. Just letting you guys know. For HCP Uncensored. All right? There you go. HCP Uncensored at G-Funky's channel. And on Thursday, we're going to have the Leave It in the Ring round table. Blood Boxing will be joining us for that round table. You do not want to miss it, right? So make sure you tune in for that, right? Moving on from this one. Let me just tell you guys some, right? Hey, G-Funky.
What up?
I mean, you don't understand the levels. Like, I've been to Seattle, Washington, right, and saw their, the scenery over there, the beautiful women, the whole stuff, the whole nine. You know what I mean? I've been to Austin, Texas. I've been to Six Flags. I've been to NFL football games. G-Funky. I've been to college football games. The experience, the excitement. You know what I mean? I've been to big boxing fights and the Sambo, but nothing gave me the excitement of Devin Haney against Gamboa. I mean, I was so excited. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was just oozing in excitement.
Same for me, man. I had some people come over. They were like, hey, man, they were calling me up like, hey, man, is that Haney fight on this weekend? I'm coming by, man. I got to see that one. I was at the edge of my seat the entire time, what a great matchup this was, just unbelievable.
I mean, the phone calls off the hook, right? Bro, yo, did you see the fight, bro? Devin Haney, what a performance. Like, the phone call, it just didn't stop. You know what I mean? Look at what he did to a grizzly veteran, a tactical tactician, a gold medalist in Gamboa. this veteran, this crafty veteran, you know, and Gamboa, you know what I mean? Who had that one good fight left in him and brought it all out. And look at what Devin Haney did. Woo! Chicano. What do you think? Are you sold, or are you know?
Well, no, not really. Like, you know, that was a nice hype, you know, and all I can say is that I'm grateful it wasn't on pay-per-view.
Did I try?
But I'll tell you this. No, I wasn't sold. You know, I watched that fight with some excitement. You know, we were all there to assess him as a champion. He says he's the a champion. So it was a showcase fight. He said it was a showcase fight. Before the fight, he said, well, you know, I could just knock him out with one punch, take 30 to give one shot, and it could be over. But what good would that do? I'm going to look pretty doing it. I'm not here to take any abuse.
Right.
And we saw what happened in that fight. He knew the stakes, and we all knew the stakes. And I have to say that, you know, we're in an era where all the regular belts are starting to become the secondary belts. And with that, you know, we have to assess these champions in the ring as they are and give them a hard look. And I think this is a case, you know, where the belt legitimized the fighter, not the other way around. If I didn't know that he was a champion and I looked at his record and I saw him finally stepping up to face Gamboa, I wouldn't be talking about throwing him in the ring with a lot of these top lightweights. But he's been legitimized, so we have to assess him that way. And it's just kind of a shame to me that he didn't put on a better performance. And we could talk about the things that we saw in the ring here.
All right. He said his intention was to pitch a shutout. Chief Funky, what do you think?
Yeah. No, man. He was talking about sending Gamboa to the retirement home, from what I remember. Now, he changed his tune after the fight, after he did knock him out. But that's what I heard, you know. I heard I'm going to give him his 401k plan and send him packing, you know. And, I mean, really, what was stopping him from doing that? I mean, Gamboa's already got one foot in the boxing grave, you know. So it was tailor-made for this guy to hit a home run. I mean, if you put a ball on a tee, right, and you got a Major League Baseball player, he goes up there and hits the ball, you're going to hit it out of the park every time. And that's exactly what Gamboa was. Gamboa was put on a tee for Devin Haney to knock it out of the ballpark. Okay, let's not try to spin it into any other way. We all knew, all of us here on the panel and everybody in the chat, we all knew what Devin Haney was capable of doing as far as boxing goes. There was no question about that. We all know the kid can box. We all know the kid's got good defense, got good speed, and all that type of stuff. What we wanted to see him do was make a statement against Gamboa and get him out of there like he said he was going to do. So if holding the man accountable to his word is hating, then guess what? Call me a damn hater. I don't care. Okay, I'm just going off of what this guy said. And he hit him with everything, including the kitchen sink. And the guy didn't go anywhere. And I mean, don't forget, this is a guy, Gamboa, who's already been stopped twice. He was stopped in his last fight. He injured his Achilles his last fight. He was down 17 times going into this fight. 17 times. And he was nowhere near the canvas in this one. So, look.
17 times?
17 times, bro. He's been down.
17 times?
Let me tell you, Gamboa's chin is so bad. Let me tell you like this. I was watching the fight, you know, a couple rounds go by, whatever. And I'm like, okay, you know, nothing's happening yet. Maybe just setting it up. I had to go walk away, take care of something real quickly in between rounds. Like I didn't want to walk away because I'm thinking, okay, it's coming soon. He's going to land something. Gamboa's going to go down, and then the fight's probably going to be over. It just never happened. It just never happened. So, you know what? The thing is this. It was tailor-made for him to knock him out, and he couldn't do it. The power's not there. We know it now, and that's that, man.
Come on, Haney, you can bend that bottle. Come on. Come on, Haney, all the way, harder. You guys have any idea what Teofimo Lopez would have done to Gamboa? He would have done this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, do you understand?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay. Are you kidding me right now? Come on. Gamboa, I mean, look, you pitched a shutout. Okay, okay, calm down there, okay? Calm down. Hey, give me name a really good pitcher, Chief Funky.
Madison Bumgarner.
Okay, Madison. I understand you just did it. Okay, stop celebrating. I understand you just pitched a shutout. yo, these are little kids. Okay, the Pee Wee League. Okay, well, what do you mean? You're celebrating? What are you doing? All right, like the dude's celebrating, like making little kids cry and shit. Okay, like, yeah, strike out. Like, dude, well, we brought you here to have fun with the kids. You know, like, you're over here trying to pitch a shutout with little kids. Come on now. All right? Let me tell you something. Corey Spinks 2.0. That's what he reminds me of. And, you know, for a while, like, he reminds me of somebody. You know, and I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't put my finger out. Like, he reminds me of, like, because he's good. G-Funky, was Corey Spinks good?
Yeah, good boxer. No doubt about it.
But what happened eventually?
Eventually, he wasn't able to keep everybody off him, you know?
Oh, and by the way, don't come at me with like, oh, no, he's better. How do you know he's better? Has Haney beaten Ricardo Mayorga yet?
Not even close.
Okay, has he? Like, you know what I mean? Has he become like a unified champion like Corey Spinks was? No.
Not even close.
Right? Has he gone up to like a couple weight classes like Corey did against Jermaine Tater and arguably won that fight?
Nope.
No. Okay, so don't get all butter. I'm just saying that's who he reminds me of. Right? I just have a feeling that when he gets hit here, something's gonna happen. I just gotta keep, like, I don't know what it is. But I'm not basing it off of that. Also, I don't know if he has like another gear, you know? I think he's like on second gear. He just stays there. I'm not saying he doesn't have it. I'm just saying he hasn't displayed it. Okay.
Yeah. It's because he hasn't been in with anybody to push him to that next gear.
And if he does have that other gear, hey, ain't there's going to be problems with some dudes, but we don't know if he does. And a lot of you could be pretending he does, but does he? He split some fights with Ryan Garcia in the amateurs. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like this dude's unbeatable. Like, there's guys that come out of the amateurs, and of course, it's different in the pros, but you know, there's something special about them. Like Andre Ward, there was something special about him. De La Hoya, Mayweather, something special about them coming out of the amateurs. Haney's not that guy. Okay? So we will see how it goes. Chicano. What do you think of Devin Haney? Do you think he hasn't gotten his man strength yet, or is he just who he is?
You know, that's a great question. One of the benefits of there being no crowd is you can kind of hear what's going on in the corner. I'd have to say Bill Haney was having to calm down Devin Haney a little bit, or at least kind of give him some encouragement. It looks clear to me that there was no second gear for him to get into. He did what he needed to do to win the fight, but he wasn't showing off his different skills. He was doing what he absolutely had to do to win, not necessarily what he was making the choice to do. I think he could stand to improve. I think that he's got a lot to learn. As far as him having man strength, that remains to be seen. All I can tell you is that he was hitting Gamboa flush, and he wasn't going anywhere. And in fact, I saw Gamboa even try like the Canelo forward pressure type style towards him, and he wasn't going anywhere. I also saw him lose some exchanges. Haney was losing some exchanges. I would have some concerns. Like, if they don't say it publicly, that's fine, but I think that they should privately consider slowing down his career just a little bit, get him in there with some top 10 competition before calling out, the Tanks or Teofimo or Loma. Like, he needs to stay away from those guys, at least for now. I don't necessarily need to see that fight for the real undisputed. I think Teofimo is already undisputed, and to me, it doesn't really matter. Teofimo is the lightweight champion. Haney, I like him, but he could stand to give us a little bit more to look at before we throw him in there with somebody who could seriously hurt him.
Well, look, I mean, I understand where he's not undisputed argument comes from, but I do agree with, and I want to ask this question very seriously to everybody out there. Okay, who has Haney beaten? Like, he's beating Gamboa, right? I think Gamboa is the best fighter he's beat.
By far.
Like, even this version of Gamboa. You know, so all I'm saying is I think people need to pump the brakes, and we need to see a little more Haney, right? That doesn't mean Dio doesn't want to fight. Dio's FaceTimed with him. They've talked about doing it. But there's an obstacle, and it's called the zone. Okay? Like you think, okay, yeah, let me just go fight him over in the zone. Like that's just not gonna happen, right? So yeah, hey, I'm glad you brought this up, man. Yes, really quick. Speaking Virgil MTK deal seems like a lot of hands on Virgil's pocket now. He has a new management team and all that good stuff. I haven't like dived into it, but he's still with Golden Boy. So shout out to Virgil Ortiz, doing his thing. Okay. Alfred Santiago 12-0. They were bigging him up. Nope.
Another lackluster performance there.
And look, I empathize a little bit with Haney. Okay, I understand what happened with the franchise belt thing, but this idea that Theo just inherits all that is a little crazy to me, right? Like it just is. So like I keep hearing like, why should Haney fight this guy and that guy? But you could say the same thing about Theo. Like, why should he fight Haney? Like there's other guys he could fight too. Like if he fights Tank, is that like a bad thing? I would prefer the Tank fight over a Haney fight.
Me too.
But not only that, there's other good fighters he could fight that would, like if Theo fights someone in the next fight better than anybody Haney's ever fought, how could he criticize that? If it's literally better than anyone that he's fought.
Yep.
That's my opinion. You know what I mean? So that is that. G Funky, did you have any final words about this before we move it on?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's time to pump the brakes on Haney. Again, he looks very talented. We all knew he can box and all this and that. He didn't show us anything different against Gamboa. Again, a guy who was a dead man walking. Okay, a dead man walking. He should have been put out of there, and he couldn't get the job done. So again, and this talk about how Theo needs to fight him next. He has to fight him next. Well, the thing is this kid willing to walk away from the zone? Number one, is he willing to go fight on ESPN? That's the real question. Okay, he can talk all he wants, and his fans can talk all they want. But until this guy actually decides to walk away from the zone and fight on ESPN under a top rank, then it ain't gonna happen, buddy. Sorry, that's just not the way it works. You can scream and yell, you can punch the air all you want about it, okay? But it ain't gonna work unless this kid walks away from the zone. And we already know he loves making all this money. That's all he ever talks about is how much money he's making over with the zone. So that's really all I got to say about it, man. It's not real. Man,
if you're getting paid and you're making your money, finding that level of opposition, hey, there's no hate here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Do your thing. You know what I mean? But yes, he has to find a way of, negotiating something and fighting outside of the zone.
Yeah, nothing real has come out of this talk. Nothing real. It's just talk at this point. So until he's willing to admit that he's going to have to go over and fight on ESPN, then I don't want to hear nothing else, man. Because other than that, it's just talk.
I agree. And we will see where it goes from there. Chicano, did you have any final words, or are you going to use your hall pass?
No, I just have to say that my final words are that, we all have to keep in mind that outside of YouTube, a lot of people don't know who Devin Haney is. I have some casual boxing fans. My dad's more of a hardcore fan who just hasn't really signed on to the zone yet.
He was on the undercard of Logan Paul and
KSI.
Oh, that's true. That's true. And he did do the mitts with Floyd. Okay, so that's two for him. But he's very unknown. We know about him, but we might have got caught up in the hype too for how much attention we give him. Like I said, I'm ready to assess him as a champion for now. But if I am assessing him as a champion, I think he needs to build a little bit more before he starts trying to go up there and fighting the top competition at lightweight.
Look, I'm not against the Haney versus Teofimo Lopez fight. I want to make sure people understand that. But it's not all on Lopez, okay? There are circumstances and barriers that were not caused by Lopez in the way, okay? So it is also imperative on Haney, all right? What is Haney going to do to make sure that he secures this fight, right? What do I mean by that? Is he going to talk to the zone? Can he get permission to fight outside of the zone for one fight? Is Eddie Hearn going to budge with that? Also, are we going to get a rematch clause with Eddie Hearn if he used to fight Teofimo Lopez? And we all know how that works. Is you beat an Eddie Hearn fighter, and then we have to watch the damn fight again a couple months later because there's a rematch clause, and it's a one-way rematch clause. We just don't know how it's going to go yet. All of a sudden, everybody's forgetting about Eddie Hearn, right? So all I gotta say is this, okay? Haney is a really talented fighter. He is. I just don't know if I could put him up there with Teofimo Lopez or Tank Davis, personally. Me. I don't know if I could do that. Okay? Right now. I need more data. I need more information. And
Exactly.
far too many people here on here, on this website, on YouTube.com. Okay. Far too many people on here, right? Will say things like, what has Lopez done? Lopez hasn't done anything, right? With a straight face, while at the same time bragging about how great Haney is. Well, there's something up with that, okay? So that's all I'm going to say, right? Devin, the distance, Haney. Okay, that's his name. All right?
I like it.
Yo, man, bring out the trumpets. You know what I mean? We need the trumpets out here. The mariachi bands out here. Because he's back, baby. Saúl El Canelo Alvarez is back, right? He has won his litigation. He has defeated and knocked out Goldenboy and the Zone. We can't add those W's on BoxRec though, Chicano. I don't know if you know that. We can't add those, okay? But they're like unofficial knockouts on his record, right? And so he's parted ways. Del Hoyo came out and wished him luck and good, all that good stuff. Although you know he's seething inside, and he's a free agent now. There was talks about him possibly fighting Caleb Plant, and of course, it's boxing. If it's too good to be true, probably is, right? So it looks like that fight's probably not going to happen. It looks like it's falling through. They're either going to negotiate it for like January or something, or Canelo's going to fight somebody else, or somebody like that. Okay, but I got to tell you right now, Chicano, if Canelo's fighting the Anvil Neidhart, I'm going to criticize him for that because that is a trash fight. I'm just going to let you know right now. Okay, but nonetheless, he's back, and we know he's not going to be. I'll take that over him being gone for months and shit. So, hey, what are your thoughts, Chicano?
Well, if he fights Yildirim, I do think that's a shitty fight as well. But for just having somebody pass the eye test for 168, once Canelo decides to enter the 168-pound division, he needs to be taken seriously immediately. He's the best pound-for-pound fighter. Possibly, you could say Crawford might be the best pound-for-pound, but those are the two in conversation right now. He dominated 160. He's already got a belt at 175. Now that he's settling into 168, the whole division's on notice. All these undefeated champions who haven't done anything, all they seem to do is be able to wait for a Canelo fight. And so now he's here. There's a report saying that he's out there asking for a Billy Joe Saunders fight and a Callum Smith fight still, that, he's still open to doing business with them. So if the Yildirim fight happens, part of me would be like kind of happy about it because, the haters, they'll start seething, right? And that's fine by me. I mean, the fans aren't the only people that, Canelo they're giving attention to. Like, the haters are also giving him attention too. I mean, Canelo, he belongs to everybody. And so that's very natural. So to me, I think that we should really be excited about what options he has next. I'm not really ready to hate on him quite yet. He has the most successful resume in boxing outside of Manny Pacquiao, who's 12 years older than him. So when we keep that in mind, he's way far ahead of the game than everybody else.
I think you're on mute, D-Style.
Chief Funky, go ahead. Yeah, I was on mute. I apologize. What are your thoughts on this, Chief Funky?
I'm glad he's back. And, he's a free agent. He doesn't have to just stick to whatever's there, whatever platform that he's on. Now he can go wherever he wants and fight whoever he wants. And the question is, who will that be? We seen some names out there. Plant was someone who was out there, which I think is a good fight. Billy Joe Saunders, I've said that a lot. I think that's a good fight for him also. John Ryder, Caleb Smith. I mean, these are all good fights, that he could have coming back from this long layoff that he's been on. And then we'll move on to Charlo. And they said, Team Canelo's already said they want that fight 2021. So, Charlo better be ready.
Okay. I got to tell you, man, they come out on fire saying, yeah, sure, we want to fight this guy, that guy. They're saying all the right things, and I have no reason not to believe them. I mean, I know there's a lot of people on this website. Okay, again, I go back to the YouTube.com, but that live in this alternative universe where Canelo doesn't fight anybody, and look, and no disrespect or anything, but I could say some names. Look, I mean, Renee Box Young, is a channel that has hosted a HCP with me one time, and dude has repeatedly said that when is Canelo going to step up and fight somebody, all right? When he literally just fought Kovalev and fucking Jacobs last year, like. You know what I mean? Like, those are two top fighters. Like, I just, those are really good fighters. And I would compare that resume of 2019 with anybody. Really? I mean, who else had two opponents like that? I mean, I'm not saying it was the best, but it was up there. Okay. Like, we have to be honest when we assess Canelo. I mean, he does have the best active resume. In boxing, outside of Manny Pacquiao, he has the best active resume than any fighter in the world. And Manny's been boxing since T-Rex was boxing. They both have the same arm length and everything. That's my proof. Okay? So that's that. Just ask Keith Thurman. But anyway, I'm excited about him coming back. Chicano, well, what's up, man? You're the representative. Okay? You run the cartel. Like, what's going on? What happened with the Plant fight? Is Plant running? Is Canelo running? Who's running here? Who's ducking? Quack quack duck. Who's trying to get away here?
Well, you know how it goes. Canelo's not ducking or dodging anybody. It's probably a situation where he's made multiple offers to multiple people, and then when whoever has the stones to actually get in the ring with Canelo, because it's a little different these days. Back in the day when you used to fight the pound for pound fighter, he would beat you, but you wouldn't get beat down. Now it comes with that risk. I'm just messing around a little bit, but here's my thing. He's the man. Canelo's the man. To me, if you fight Canelo, not only are you getting the highest profile fight, you're also getting your highest payday, and you're also getting your highest legacy fight. Everybody should be chomping at the bit for a Canelo fight. So to me, if you ask me, like, he's going to go there and he's going to dominate like he always does. Like you said, he's got the best resume. There's no reason not to believe that he's going to take on the best fighters. And as far as Danny Jacobs being a good fight, it was a great fight at the time. Everybody seems to forget it. At that time, he was ranked number 3 in the division. It went Canelo, Triple G, Jacobs, and he just finished fighting Triple G. It was a better fight than Charlo would have been back then. And in fact, that was that May date where Canelo made an offer to Charlo. Charlo ducked it, so he fought Jacobs. So that fight, in my mind, because I'm a boxing purist, was an upgrade for Canelo's resume because Jamal hasn't really done anything. What he could stand to do is get on Canelo's undercard. He knows how to do that. He's still an undercarder. Build his profile a little bit so we can be excited about that fight in May.
Man. And G Funky, what do you suspect? We just know it could be anything, by the way. Maybe they're just going to do it for another date. But given the fact that Caleb Plant didn't take the fight the last time, citing the fact that he didn't have enough time to prepare. Yeah, Canelo was being accused of ducking the guy. Okay. But what do you think happened here?
I don't know, man. We know, like you said in the past, you said that it wasn't enough time. So I assume that's probably what's going to be happening here with Plant. But, hey, they could push it if they want to push it back another month or so. Give him the time he needs. Go ahead. Think it's a good fight. I don't want to see it. A lot of people think that Plant's a guy who can give Canelo problems. So we'll see, man. We'll see if he's willing to get in there finally. If he passes up the fight this time, like I said, give him a pass the first time. But this time, nah, I'm sorry, man. You got to take the fight this time, especially if they move the date back for you. So should be no excuses here, man.
A shout out to Teresa D. She says, nice T-shirt, D-style. Hey, let me tell you something, man. These T-shirts will be coming out soon. You know what I mean? And we got to get one for Chief Funky, okay? So he could at least alternate the LWO T-shirt. You know what I mean? Once in a while. You know what I mean? But it's got a Scarface now, though, so it's all good. All right, and then Chicano, we got to get one for Chicano too. You know, Canelo Cartel, all that good stuff.
Hell yeah.
But check it out, man. I like the fact that this got solved. I mean, just a couple weeks ago, everyone kind of suspected, man, this is gonna drag out in court and like all this good stuff. So I'm glad that's done. I'm glad he's back, and we'll see who he fights. You know what I mean? I have a feeling he's gonna fight the Anvil Neidhart, though. So that's the feeling I get, Canelo, Chicano. I feel like it.
We'll see.
Like, are you gonna release an official Canelo Cartel statement if that fight gets made, condemning that fight?
I'm gonna have to discuss it with my compadre Nopal, and we'll come out and make an official statement. But all I have to say is that he's gonna beat whoever he faces next, and it'll likely be an undefeated champion, in my opinion. But if he does fight Yildirim, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm not ready to just shit on Canelo for no damn reason just because everybody hates on him. If that happens, then we can get there. But nothing in his past for the last 6-7 years would make me think that he would fight somebody of a Yildirim caliber.
I mean, maybe he's going for that, bridgerweight title or something. You know what I mean? We'll see, But I don't know, man. It's hard to kind of, given the fact that the news came out that the plant fight's probably not going to happen, it's kind of hard to. I really wanted to talk about that fight, but I'm not going to talk about a fight that's probably not going to happen. So, well, we will see where it goes from here. Nopal says, yes, I believe it's Yildirim. But the question is, can I get Nopal to, give me a pledge that he will condemn that fight for the trash fight? Well, what do you call trash fights against you, Funky?
Dumpster juice.
A dumpster juice fight. I don't want to put you in the spot now. Okay, I know you live, breathe, and the Canelo Cartel, but at the end of the day, hey, you know what I mean? That's all I got to say. Maybe you should fight Gamboa.
Hey, he's got a solid chin now. He's a 2-time gold medalist. A crafty veteran. Might be a good fight for Canelo.
Oh yeah, man. Gamboa's stock went up again after a loss.
And guys, he's gonna get so much credit for that knockout, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, seriously, we're gonna move on, man. Shout out to Saúl Canelo Álvarez. Ya ha regresado el gran campeón de México. Right? So he's back. With that said, Chief Funky, really quick, man. Franco versus Maloney 2. It's going to happen. Just to remind everybody, you pick Franco. He was a big underdog on the ESPN card. Franco pulls off the upset. The pressure busted those pipes. Do you see anything different this time? Do you see maybe Franco doing better this time? Or Maloney doing better this time? Or the same? How do you think the fight's going to play out?
I think it's probably going to end the same. If anything, I think that maybe even Franco might stop him late. Because I just honestly, I don't think that Maloney's got the kind of power to hurt him. I feel like he took Maloney's best shots. He didn't go anywhere. He was able to keep that constant pressure on him. And I believe it was the 11th round was when he there was a knockdown scored. I don't think he actually went down, but he was up against the ropes, and I think the ref might have given him like a standing 8 count or something like that. Or did he actually go down? I can't remember. I know there was a knockdown for sure, but that was late in the fight. So I think that I'm gonna have to roll with Franco again. I just don't think Maloney can hurt him. And I think Maloney boxed well in that fight. I just don't think that he was. I just don't think he can beat Franco. I think Franco's, like I said, the chin is there. And the constant pressure is going to get to him again, man. So I would pick Franco, UD, possibly late stoppage.
Well, there we go. Franco, trained by Garcia. It's Robert Garcia, that is. So they're going to come with a game plan. They're going to come prepared. Unless he's not, I don't know if anything could change from fight to fight, but I believe he's still Robert Garcia. Sontel could probably fact check that for us. And I think Sontel did an interview with Franco, by the way, before his fight. So shout out to Sontel. All right? And Katie Taylor will be fighting this weekend. Make sure you guys tune in. Can we please stop getting people to talk about how Katie Taylor should stay away from Clarissa Shields? Okay? Let me tell you, I mean, she's good, but she's got no power. If she fights Clarissa Shields, she's going to get... Yeah, guys, like Clarissa Shields is a middleweight, and Katie Taylor's a lightweight. Okay? That's like saying that Jamal Charlo should fight Teofimo Lopez next. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That's how you sound. He's still with Robert Santos. Says thank you. Right? Stop saying that, please. Do me a favor. Just saying. Right? You guys have anything to say about that? It wasn't that Rose dude from ESPN, by the way, but I'm just saying.
I mean, just when you think things can't get any nuttier, they do. You know, with some of the things that have been coming out lately. I mean, this is about as nutty as a squirrel turd. No disrespect to that squirrel D-style, but it's nuttier than that. You know, let's just stop it, please.
Hey, that squirrel's gonna come for you, G-Funky. Right? All right.
Yeah.
Also, guys, Luke Campbell, as you seen the ticker in the bottom, breaking news, tested positive for COVID. It looks like they're going to be postponing the fight. G-Funky, I mean, Ryan Garcia, he hasn't had a lot of work. He's been knocking guys out early. You know, now this fight's going to get postponed. You know what I mean? Can this throw him off a little bit, maybe?
Maybe. But, you know, here's the thing with Ryan Garcia. I know, you know, and I want to say the good thing about this is that at least the fight isn't canceled. At least it's postponed, and they're rescheduling it. So the fight's going to happen. It's just not going to happen on the date that we wanted it to. And it was so close, man. We're less than a month away. We were right there, you know? And these are the type of fights that I love because this is a fight that's going to tell us a lot about the young kid in Ryan Garcia. We already know what's up with Luke Campbell. You know, he's been in there with Linares. He's been in there with Lomachenko. We know, you know, the full story on that guy. We don't know the full story on Ryan Garcia yet. So, you know, I always look forward to these kind of fights. I want to see these young guys step up to the plate and see how they perform. And I have to say, Ryan Garcia gets a lot of hate for I don't know what reason. I mean, I know all the other nonsense outside of YouTube and all that. I mean, not YouTube, but outside of the ring on social media. You know, that's fine. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm old. I just don't pay attention to that type of stuff. But I know one thing. The kid comes fully prepared to fight every time I've seen him in the ring. I mean, people doubted him against Duno, said he was ducking, said he was scared. He goes in there, he puts Duno out in one round, ends all that talk in one round. He comes out his next fight against Fonseca, puts him out in one round. I mean, see, this is the way you handle tune-ups. This is the way you handle bums. This is the way you handle cherry picks, okay? Take notes, Devin Haney, okay? That's the way you handle them. You get them out of there quickly, okay? This way people want to see you again, okay? And this kid comes in prepared to fight every time. So I got no reason to think that he won't come prepared, and I think it's going to be a good fight. Can't wait to see it. And hope Luke Campbell gets well from COVID.
All right, that too, right? Yeah. But look, Luke Campbell did test positive for COVID. There's different strains of COVID, so if he got one that's not that serious, it's just a matter of isolating himself, having to go out of his system, and then he's ready to go. You know what I mean? What do you make of this news, Chicano, and are you still looking forward to this fight?
Still looking forward to this fight. I feel like it's slightly unfortunate that we're not getting it so soon, and it would have been nice if the fight did happen so that he could be in the mix of discussing, you know, which lightweights could fight each other in early next year. So that might push him being in the subject a little bit. But besides that, you know, we all got to be patient. This is something that we just all got to get through. I hope more positive tests don't affect fights in the future. It'd be very unfortunate if like some serious fights got postponed that could really throw things off. So, you know, boxing is just going to have to adapt, I guess, and we're going to have to adapt as fans.
Absolutely. So yet another victim falls to COVID. I mean, COVID ain't messing around. You know what I mean? And I don't know what happened with that, man, but we'll see how that goes. So whatever. I heard there's a vaccine now. Are you guys gonna take the vaccine?
No.
I'm gonna try my hardest not to.
Right. You know, I ain't gonna be the first to volunteer. I'll tell you that. You know, so it's whatever. Right, man. I want to talk about Chief Funky's favorite fighter, bro. Okay. Hey, Chief Funky.
What up?
Guess who's back? Back again.
Oh boy.
Junior's back. Call a friend. Junior's back. Junior's back. Junior's back. Junior's back. Hey, Chavez Jr. is back, Chief Funky. Are you excited or what? Are you pumped? Hey,
Yeah.
yo, with purple hair. He's going to have the green hair now like the Joker, bro. That's why we got this team. Look at this. I'm not joking. We got Canelo one side, and we got the Joker, Chavez Jr. on the other side.
Yeah, I'm always excited for the pink attack to come back. Okay. So who's he fighting? Who's the pink attack?
He ain't the pink attack no more, baby. He's a purple rain now. Right? Purple rain. Purple rain. You know what I mean? That's Chavez Jr. Well, it's actually, that's not how he sings it, though. Purple rain. Purple rain.
Sound like my grandfather singing.
I'm the Reggie's force to fight Berlanga. I want Berlanga. Berlanga, me versus Berlanga. You know, everybody know that I didn't lose to Jacob's. You know, Jacob's cheat fight. You know, and that other guy that they say Queen. What? Who is that guy? Like, you know, nobody see who is that guy. I want to fight Berlanga. You know. Hey, Chief Funky. Berlanga tweeted out, with all due respect to your father, I'm going to send your ass to the fucking cemetery. I'm going to bury your ass there. That's basically, in a nutshell, what he said. What do you make of it?
I like the tweet, man. And, you know, that just goes to show you this is the way that boxers talk to each other, man. We gotta stop being so sensitive about everything, you know, or at least picking and choosing when we want to be sensitive about what boxers say about each other. But hey, I want to see this fight. I want to see Berlanga end this kid's career once and for all. I'm tired of Chavez Jr. I've been tired of him. Like I said, I banned this guy from my channel back when he got a gift decision over Vera, you know. And I don't want nothing to do with him. I mean, look at this guy. Comes in the ring trying to look like he's Sonic the Hedgehog or something.
Purple rain, purple rain. Why do you have a snow cone head? Purple rain. Go ahead.
Yeah, this kid's a joke, man. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we go out there and the fight happens, we go out there and we see round one, you know, they're out there sizing each other up. You know, Berlanga lands a solid jab and he just turns around and says, yo, I'm done. Done with this. Like, what happened? Why you stop fighting? Like, motherfucker hit me too hard, man. I'm done. I don't want to fight no more.
Not to start any content. I think we have another glove game. Look at that glove, bro. I mean, it might be the lighting, or it might be like the gloves are pushed in, and I think I see the knuckles on that other glove.
Better not start something D-style, all right? Better not start something there. But, you know, this guy, I mean, I'm telling you, he's going to look for a way out of that fight, just like he looked for a way out of his last fight against the last guy he was in. I can't remember the guy's name he was in there with, but as soon as the heat turned up, he bounced out there. I'm done. Don't want to fight no more. And I expect the same here against Berlanga. The question is, will it be in the first round or not? That's the real question of the fight, you know?
Why you're a disgrace to your father? Snow cone head, snow cone head. Pink undies, ya say. Anyway, this dude, his dad was watching film of Martinez. Okay, dude wakes up, he has pink Speedos on, is eating Fruit Loops. Okay, his dad's he probably was going to tell him what he found out in the 12th round to get an opening to knock this dude out. And he cuts his dad off, the legend, and tells, I know. Right? That's what he did. This dude was running at 4 in the morning. All right? 4 in the morning. There's nothing wrong with running at 4 in the morning. You run whenever you want. But he has the audacity to say, Sergio Martinez is sleeping. He's sleeping right now. Yeah, it's 4:30 in the morning. I would hope he's asleep. You know what I mean? Like what? This whole when you're sleeping, I'm working. We all gotta sleep. Like, that doesn't mean anything. That's the dumbest shit.
Sleeping is a part of training. Like you gotta recover. You know?
Not me. See, when I train, okay, my opponent's sleeping. That gives me the advantage. Nah, actually, no, it doesn't. Like, I don't know what the fuck told you that. You know what I mean? Snow cone head, snow cone head. Come on, G Funky. Snow cone head, snow cone head. Why are you a disgrace to your father? Chicano. What do you make, man? One of Canelo's greatest rivals, right?
Well, I'll tell you this: it would be a common opponent for them if Chavez Jr. got in the ring, and probably be for a catch weight. I mean, it's funny. I'm enjoying tracking Edgar Berlanga with his catch weights. So if he fights Chavez, it'll really fulfill the prophecy because he's got 3 catch weights in a row, his own weight division, and people used to shit on Canelo for his 155. But so I'd like to see what people have to say about that. I do think that it would be a good fight. I have said that Edgar Berlanga needs a high-profile fight to kind of bring him out ahead of time towards like a high-profile fight right away. He's not that young. He could stand to get some big fights in there to where we start realizing who he is. And you know what? I'll say this. Chavez Jr. does have a really solid chin, a very solid chin. Like G-Funk was saying, there's a chance he might just quit in the first round, look at the ref and be like, hey, something's wrong. You know, he's hitting me too hard. But other than that, I think it'd be a good fight to see. I like seeing Chavez Jr. get beat down. I like seeing his dad try to like tell him what to do before the fight. He's more passionate than his son is. And I don't know. I enjoy seeing Chavez Jr. Get beat down. So, I mean, I'm down for the fight. I like Berlanga, so I say throw him in there. It'd be a fun fight to watch on a Saturday night if nothing else was going on.
Yo, but watch you quit against a nobody. Snow cone head, snow cone head. But you were winning the fight with Jacobs. Watch you quit. Snow cone head. Let me tell you something, okay? Berlanga's gonna knock the snow cone off your fucking head, bro. It's gonna knock it black again, okay? You're gonna have your dark hair again, Chavez Jr. Right? It's gonna knock whatever dye you have in your head off your fucking head. Do you understand? The question is, what will go first? Your spirit or your head? Is he gonna quit or get knocked out first? What do you think?
I'm leaning more towards him quitting. He just doesn't have the heart of a fighter. He's not a fighter by nature. Like his dad obviously was one. But I mean, when you find every excuse in the book to stop fighting, you know, like you're in a fight with Jacobs, in a fight that you're actually doing well in, you know, you get a bloody nose, so I'm done. My nose is bloody. I don't want to fight no more. Like, what do you mean? No, this happens. Nah, I don't want to fight no more. I'm good. I'm good. Same thing in the last fight. You know, the heat started to get hot, you know, and he bounced out the kitchen. You know, like they say, you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. It was getting hot, and he said, I'm out. I'm done. So I'm leaning more towards him just quitting, trying to get another check and just quitting, man. I don't think he's going to give Berlanga. He might just get out of the first round just to say, you know what, yeah, man, I'm the one that went a full round with Berlanga and then just quit in the second round. Who knows? But this guy is a joke. He's a bum. He might be, I don't know, whatever he's trying to be now with these weird hairstyles, but I'm through with him, man. I want Berlanga to retire him.
Yeah, what's going to go first? His spirit or his body? What is he going to quit or get knocked out first? Chicano.
I'd have to say probably his spirit. Chavez Jr. has a solid chin, and I don't know, man. I do think that he probably still would be the best opponent Berlanga's ever faced. And I would be stunned if he went out there and actually went out on his shield. I don't think that's going to happen. He's going to look for a way out ahead of time. So his spirit will give first. And it'll be a shame, but it won't be surprising.
I agree. I mean, he's got a solid chin, but I think it's because, this guy is he's really a big guy, when he's not training. So, and we all know that that's a trick of the trade. A lot of these guys, they balloon up so that this way, when they're in there with a smaller guy who's naturally smaller than them, the punches won't affect them as much. So, really, I think that's what it is. But, Chavez, I just don't have any faith in him, whether it be to actually try to win a fight or to just complete a 12-round fight without finding some weird excuse.
What about like running an errand for you? Would you have faith in Chavez Jr. to do that for you?
No, not even that.
Like, what about like he needs a job? Gee, fucking come on, hook me up, man. I'll help you out of your job. I'll wake up early. Would you trust him?
Nah.
You have faith in him?
I have to tell him, like, you know what, man? Your last job as a professional boxer, I seen you quit too many times. I seen you make too many excuses. You're unreliable,
yeah, bro. Like
man.
any other job, that's job abandonment. Like you can't just do that in other jobs.
Yeah.
Like that's it. I don't want to do it no more. Like it's just not the way it works.
Like what happened? The work was too hard, man. It was harder than I thought, so I'm out.
But why are you such a disgrace to your father? Conehead. You're such a disgrace to your mother. You're a conehead. You're a conehead. Conehead. Yeah. Anyway, with that said, no more roasting Chavez Jr. I think we're done. I remember when we said we're never going to talk about him ever again. And here we are.
He always finds a way, doesn't he?
That's right.
Man. Anyway, we're going to go from that amazing fighter to these guys. Just some dudes called Crawford and, Cal Brook. Let me tell you guys some right now. Okay? And no, I'm not going out on a limb saying this. It's not a tough prediction. It's an easy fight to call. Do not come and give me credit after this happens. Okay? Just don't do it because it's just not that hard to call. Cal Brook is going to beat the fuck. I'm sorry. Whoa. Rewind. Terrence Crawford. And no, that was not like a slip, okay? Like Terrence Crawford is going to beat the fuck out of Cal Brook. He's going to beat him up so bad that dude ain't going to want to show his face back in the UK. All right? He'll be ashamed going back to UK. Going back after getting beaten like that, making UK look bad like that. He's going to get clowned. He's going to get beat up. He's going to be competitive for about 2-3 rounds, and it's a wrap. He's going to beat the shit out of him. That's what's going to happen. Cal Brook might see the last bell. I don't think he will, though. There's a threshold with Cal Brook. He's also a damaged dude, man. He ain't the same fighter no more. Right? So don't come over here. Oh, D-Style. You called it D-Style. Like, what? That Crawford's going to beat Brook? Like, I don't want credit for that. I just don't want credit for that. Move on. Move along. All right? Move it along. Cal Brook hasn't been the same since he made the mistake of moving up to fighting Gennady Golovkin, all right, at 160 pounds when he was fighting at 147. Never fought at 140. He didn't move up to 154, test the waters at 160, okay? Because I kept hearing the narrative back then. I kept hearing that narrative. What was the narrative? Oh, no, but you see, it's been done before, D-Style. Ray Leonard did it. Ray Leonard moved up. Okay. Like he didn't just go up and do it. Duran did it. Yes, Duran did it, but Duran didn't just jump straight to Leonard. He fought other guys before he got to Leonard. Okay. De La Hoya did it. What De La Hoya did it just jump straight up and fight higher weight classes. He always dipped his toe before he fought the best guy at that division. There's a method to it. You know, Trinidad, you can name it, whatever you want to say. There's a right way to do it. Shout out to Blood Boxing, HCP. He'll be on with us on Thursday for the Leave It in Ring Roundtable. Look, okay, for those tuning in, by the way, on archive on the normal time, shout out to you guys. Press the like button, okay? Look, man, Crawford's going to beat the shit out of Cal Brook. Do you understand me? He's going to beat the living shit out of Cal Brook. Oh, no, Batista, you don't understand. Did he see Cal Brook? You know, he has a six-pack and muscles.
He always has.
Well, what's with this, like, New Age fan being impressed with muscles? Exactly. Hey, G-Funky. Was, you know, Kali Pavlik a big muscular guy?
No.
No. Was Thomas Hearns a dude with a bunch of muscles, like neck muscles and pecs and muscle? You know what I mean? Yeah, we got dudes on the internet here, by the way, that they think because they got muscles. Like, I got muscles. What? Huh? I could fight anybody. What? Like, you know, like this dude that got like, dude, muscles don't scare nobody. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. Oh yeah, Pavlik, he is muscular now. That's right, Batman tweet. Okay?
Is he?
Yeah. Shout out to Black and Brown, Sonteo, Batman tweet, all you guys. Retro Boxing documentary. Check out the Salvador Sanchez
Great documentary.
Make sure you check that out. Look, muscles don't mean shit to me. He's always had muscles. Like what? He looked like, dude, he looked like Mr. Olympia when he went up against Gennady Golovkin. You know what I mean? Because he had to gain a lot of muscle, okay, more than usual to go up in that weight class. He wasn't fat. You know, he didn't do the Marquez with the love handles when he moved up to fight Floyd. You know, he didn't go that route. Okay. So, you know, he wasn't blessed with the Mexican love handles, so he can move up a couple weight classes. You know what I mean? No, I'm just joking, but check it out. In all seriousness, he's going to beat the shit out of Brook. He is a far superior boxer. Shout out to the Big Ragu.
Ooh, Big Ragu. What's up, man?
Holy shit. Once in a while, I get surprised. Once in a while, I'm like, what? You're alive? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I heard stories that he was gone, you know?
You know what it was, D-Style? It was you with all that singing brought him back.
Oh, it was a calling. You know what I mean?
He heard it. He was like, oh, I hear something.
Snow cone head. Why is Berlanga? Anyway, I'm going to move on. Berlanga's going to knock the snow cone out of that motherfucker's head. You understand me? Hey, we got to get you on one day, Big Ragu. We got to get you on.
Absolutely.
Still alive. That's good to hear that you're still alive. I was joking about hearing that he was gone. You know? But shout out to you.
Been subscribed to him for years, man. Good to see him back.
Me too. I'm still subscribed in case he ever makes a comeback, man. I really enjoyed that channel back in the day.
I've seen some videos. He's done some. You're probably not getting notifications, but I've seen some videos. Okay.
Oh, all right. Good to know.
Yeah. We got to get Big Ragu on HCP one day, man. Talk some boxing. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. You know, first Big Ragu video I saw was when he told the story. I believe he told the story. I'm 99% sure, but it's been so long, about him sparring or was either gonna or was sparring Buster Douglas before his fight with Mike Tyson. He could confirm it if he wants, you know, but, you know, that was a hell of a video. I subscribed then ever since. So shout out to the Big Ragu. You know what I mean?
Shout out, Big Ragu. Good to see you, man.
Yeah. And so Crawford's going to beat the shit out of Cal Brook. Okay. Cal, first of all, let me tell you something, bro. There's a reason Cal Brook was not fighting at welterweight for the last few fights. Has he fought at welterweight since the Spence fight?
I don't think so. No more chocolate brownies at 147.
He fought Serafa, okay, the guy that Horn went 1-on-1 against, okay. I don't know. I just don't understand. Like, he's gonna get his ass beat. Okay. Yeah, he confirmed. He got lucky. He didn't have to. He gave you a look or something, right? He got the eye of the tiger or some shit. Or something like that. Yeah. Well, there you go. So, there you go. He said no. I don't always say no to, but he'll clarify, right? Uh, so check it out, man. Chicano. What about you? Do you think Cal Brook has a shot against, or a better shot than I do anyway, to beat Terrence Crawford?
Maybe a slightly better chance, but I still think there's a very good chance that Crawford's going to win this fight. That's my prediction. It's very easy to predict, in my opinion, but I really enjoy picking fights where, assessing the fighters and where they're both healthy and they're both hungry. And there's a really big question, like open question on Kell Brook. I don't think he's either. Although I do think that this could be the best welterweight opponent that Terrence Crawford has ever faced. He's also a common opponent. It'll be a common opponent for Spence and Crawford as well. So that's something that we could compare. And I do think that all eyes will be on Crawford, and Crawford knows this. There's an open question as to who the pound-for-pound number one is. So this could be a very good fight for us to see, to assess Crawford's skills. And who knows, we might get the Crawford of old. A lot of people, our friends from across the pond, are telling us that, hey, we might be in for a surprise. So, that would be great. We could see in real time if this is a fight where they're both elevating each other. And it could turn out to be a very good fight and a real treat for us.
Well, okay. Chief Funky, how do you see this one?
Well, I think Chicano just made a good point about, comparing. Now, I know that the guys on the Spence side are going to say, well, this is not the same, Kell Brook and things like that. So, of course, I have to deal with that. But
a lot of them are saying that he's going to struggle and Kell Brook can beat him, though. You know what I mean? Just putting that out there.
Yeah, they are. I think that's crazy. I really do. You guys know I've always liked Crawford. I think he's very skilled. I love the switch hitting that he does, go from right to left and they're on you. It's hard to prepare for a guy who can do that. And plus, he can box. He packs a good punch at 147. My question is I like Kell Brook. I think Kell Brook is a good fighter. I just think that, like you said, D-Style, his decision to go up to 160 and fight Gennady Golovkin really did do some damage to his career. Then he suffers another injury to his face in the Spence fight. So I think that Terrence Crawford is probably going to stop him. I think it's going to be because he's just getting peppered too much, and I just don't think his face is going to hold up for the whole fight. I think that they'll probably end up just saying, you know what, he can't go on anymore. Maybe the doctor might stop it because maybe his eyes or something are just too bad. But I do think Terrence Crawford is going to show up and he's going to do his thing, man. I really do believe that. But it could be entertaining while Brook's face holds up, But I just think that he's, Crawford is going to be doing a paint job on him, and it's going to start to show mid-rounds, and I'm thinking maybe like 10-11, they might just decide to call this thing because his face is just too bad. So I'm going with Terrence Crawford on this one, man.
All right, and look, man, Terrence Crawford, you really went out on a limb with that one. You know what I mean? But let me tell you some guys. Big Ragu pointed out 5-inch reach advantage for Crawford in this fight. Okay, and he knows how to use it. The switch hitting, what people need to understand is that Crawford, there's guys that switch, and sometimes it doesn't even make sense why they're doing it. They just do it to do it. Crawford will do it to adjust to the guy he's fighting. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A guy will feel okay, all right, or you know what, I'm starting to get you your right hand. I'm figuring the right hand out. Then bam, he goes southpaw. You know what I mean? Now he's using the right as a hook, and he uses it very well. Okay, and he could do the left very well, especially to the body off the southpaw position. So this is a guy that, when he switches, he can go a whole fight without switching. He can go a whole round, and not switch. He could switch 3 times within the same round. He could do a multiple amount of things. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something to really like think about. It's not just that he's just switching. Like if you guys remember when McGregor fought Mayweather, he was just like switching, like just to like switch, and all Floyd did was just this, and he just like waited for him, and he just kept coming at him. Like it's just there is a method to that craftiness. I'm not even going to call it madness. And another thing Crawford does, okay, he will he figures guys out. Okay, he figures you out. He will figure this man out. I guarantee you, within 4 rounds, he'll have Brook completely figured out. And the other thing with Brook is, Brook isn't really like an inside fighter like that. If you remember when Porter was pressuring him, trying to make it ugly with his elbows and all that MMA shit, that I mean, I'm exaggerating, but you know, Cal Brook would hold him. You know, he would hold them, you know, wait for the ref to break them up, right? Dude, if you try to, you're not going to outbox Crawford at mid-range, dude. Okay, you're just not. Good luck with that. Just good luck with it, okay? The other thing that Crawford's really underrated is being able to set up ambushes, all right, from the outside, okay? And he cuts through the outside to the mid-range to the inside. He cuts through it like butter, okay, like a hot knife through butter, I should say, right? And I don't know if that transition from one zone to the other is something that Cal Brook is ready for, right? Cal Brook's fought a lot of guys that like to step in and then they throw, okay? Crawford's already throwing the punch while he's stepping in. So by the time he finishes stepping in, he already punched you, okay? So I don't know if Cal Brook is ready for that level of boxing IQ and ability. I just don't think he is. And I think people just do not understand really how good Crawford is. All right. People thought Amir Khan was going to be outboxing him up until the knockout. I said, that's ridiculous. Like what? How is a pattern fighter like Amir Khan going to outbox this really, who I believe is a master boxer in Crawford, who also has one of the best punch placements in the sport? Crawford's a fighter that he throws a jab at you, okay? And depending on what the circumstance is, if he lands it, then he could throw the cross, right? If you parry it, he could step back or he could go to your body. Okay, that's what he does. Depending on what you throw, what he brings back in return depends on what you do, right? He doesn't throw punches that are set up. Like if you remember when Tank fought Leo, right? Leo caught Tank a couple times with a jab, and Tank was still throwing a combination after getting hit with a jab, right? That happened like 2 or 3 times. That's because he has a programmed, you know, his computer has a programmed combination that he's going to throw at his opponent. Crawford is built differently. He has situational intelligence, okay, in that ring. And that's what he brings to the fight. And it's going to be a mismatch by round 4. From round 5 on, it's going to be a complete mismatch. And everybody's going to come on here saying, yeah, we knew Cal Brook was washed up. I knew it all along. And I agree with Big Ragu. He will start slower. That's what's going to happen. All right? The one thing, remember how I said pattern fighter? Guess what type of fighter Cal Brook is? Okay? Cal Brook is a pattern fighter, right? Just like Amir Khan. Okay? So I got Cal Brook late round stoppage in this fight. That's how I got this one going, right?
Oh, you mean Crawford? You said Cal Brook.
Crawford, my God, Crawford, dude, the switch hitting, like, you know what I mean? Like none of it. Yeah, no, Crawford, yes. Crawford knocking out Cal Brook late in the fight, okay? Shout out. We got Guido in the chat. How are you doing? Philly Iris says the way Connor fights work with 4-ounce gloves, not 10-ounce gloves. So no way he was going to hurt anybody. I hate to break it to a lot of you MMA guys, but how can I say this to you guys? All the padding on an MMA glove is right here, right? On a boxing glove, it's all over to here, right? There are boxing gloves that have less padding right here on the curvature of the knuckles. So McGregor just can't punch, period. It has nothing to do with how big the gloves were. Okay? The impact is still the same. All right? Let me just ask you a real simple question. Would you rather hit a brick wall full force with your bare knuckles or with a glove on? I'll let you pick. I'd rather have a glove on, but if you want to hit it with your bare knuckles, go ahead. Okay? So that's that. All right? But nonetheless, the dude just can't punch. They don't generate punches like that. Okay? The reason boxers don't get knocked out as easy is because they've mastered how to roll shots and all that good stuff. Okay? So that's all it is. It has nothing to do with the size of the glove at all. All right? Promise you that. All right? You don't even cover your fingers with those gloves. Right? Big Ragu said it. Put on those raised gloves. They're not. Like, it's not a padding. The padding you guys think it is. Right? Anyone think butter will crack Cal Brook orbital bone? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, man, this dude smells blood. Right? Cal Brook is so good. When they get a knockdown on him, people think that he lost the fight. Okay? Like a flash knockdown that happened. Like, you know what I mean? Like a disputable flash knockdown. Oh my God. He looked like shit. Like, okay.
But these times, I think you did it again. I think you referred to Kel Brook when you're want to
I
talk
don't know
about
what's
Crawford.
going on. I don't know. Ever since I sang that song, I've been messing up a little bit. But yes, Crawford. Man. Anyway. Chicano, what's going on? I don't know what's going on.
Feeling good, man. Just enjoying hearing the breakdown. I hope the next time Canelo has a fight that you have such a nice breakdown for Canelo on how he handles things. But besides that, I liked it.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Right? Everybody's calling our offices, bro. Like, he was making fun of my house phone. He's got a house phone too. You know what I mean? Like, but it's all good. Man, we pretty much covered everything. For those that came in late, you could always go back, listen to the show on archive. I know a lot of you will be coming on a regular time to listen as well. So shout out to you guys and for being patient here. All that. Make sure you have the like button, by the way. Okay. With that said, Chief, any final thoughts on Cal Brook versus Terrence Crawford?
No, my final thoughts are this. I'm actually looking forward to seeing this fight, especially with the Franco on the undercard, Franco and Maloney, because we had such a terrible weekend of boxing. Now, I know we've been getting a little bit spoiled since boxing has picked up, but that was just bad. I mean, too many mismatches last weekend, and I'm actually looking forward to this one here because I think Kell Brook can put up a fight early, so we'll see, man. But that's about it, man.
Mirai, who says singing's my gig. Retro Boxing Talk says salute to everyone here. HCP. All right. And G-Funk, who's down with HCP?
Everybody.
That's right. Chicano, any final thoughts on this fight?
I'm just going to enjoy it. It's always fun to watch Crawford. He's one of the best in the game, and I feel like I've been watching him forever. I mean, I was in my mid-20s when I started watching him. So, I mean, he's just been around for such a long time. He's a real treat to watch. Seeing him break down a fighter is excellent. I love just simple things. Like even when he kind of hides the uppercut until he's ready to finish you off. That's just one of the things that he does. Like such a skilled fighter, and he's mean, and he's got tenacity, and he's not scared to take punches, to give punches. So, I mean, he's got everything that I'm looking for when I like to appreciate a fighter.
Yeah, he's a master boxer, and he doesn't mind brawling and mixing it up when he has to. So, I mean, it's really not a whole lot to hate on when it comes to Crawford, man. He's a hell of a fighter.
Like I like it when people tell me, "Hey, Batista, but he gets hit." Like
this is boxing. You don't want to get hit. Don't get in the ring. Period.
His opponents get hit a lot more. Like I'm just saying, okay? Like it's like watching a 55 to 15 blowout. Oh man, but they scored 2 touchdowns on them though. Like it was 55 to 15. Floyd got hit all the time. People like, let me tell you something. This revisionist history people have that Floyd never got hit is bullshit. Okay, Floyd got hit and hurt several times. Okay,
Yes.
Maidana was hitting Floyd. I understand I was an older Floyd and all that. I get that, but Maidana was hitting him. All right. Okay, when people say Floyd didn't get hit, it's not meant to be taken literally. Okay, it just means he got hit far less than your regular boxer, but he still got hit though. You know what I mean? Hey, but Crawford got knocked down though. He got knocked down.
Shit happens.
It was a flash knockdown. He was literally okay when he got up. Like he was in, like, you know what I mean? Floyd was hurt by Chop Corley.
Floyd, they could have technically scored a knockdown when Zab Judah hit him in, I think it was like the third round of their fight. He caught Floyd leaning in, caught him with a clean left hand, and the glove hit the canvas. Technically, that's a knockdown. So, hey.
Yeah. Shout out to Zab. So, hey, man, I want to thank you guys. Chicano. Hey, who's down with HCP?
Everybody.
That's right. All right. Final thoughts, Chief Funky. General final thoughts. Give it to us.
Just, hey, thank you guys for tuning in. We had some YouTube veterans show up tonight, which is always good to see you guys back out there and doing your thing. And as always, man, make sure you guys spread this HCP gospel, all right, all around the world, because we're taking over this thing, man. The home of real boxing talk is right here. Make sure you tune in tomorrow on my channel for Uncensored, where you guys, again, if you guys want to come on, you can get a link. Just ask me. You send me an email. I'll send you a link. You can come on. You can talk with us. And also the roundtable coming up Thursday. So we got a lot of stuff lined up. So make sure you guys are here, man. HCP, the home of the truth.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all? D-Style Boxing. All right. Well, that's it. This is D-Style Boxing. Keep it boxing. We're out of here, guys. Peace.